This has been an ongoing debate.
Yes.
When you see a man first undress,
Yeah.
what are you hoping to see? Boxers, briefs, or tighty-whities?
Boxers.
Oh my God.
Wait, yes! Angela, loose boxers?
Why are they loose?
Okay.
Boxer briefs.
Like the ones that are tight?
No, you.
Yeah, they're not loose.
Oh, yeah.
No,
This is so much
that
better.
does not mean what you think it means.
She said loose. She was shocked.
Yeah, but
She was shocked it was even an option.
No. You guys, we have merch and it's live right now and it's so cute. I can't breathe.
Christmas, Christmas, and Hanukkah. Christmas, Christmas.
We have a holiday merch drop and there's a baby pink hoodie that is so cute. I cannot wait to get my hands on it at the same time you guys get it. And you can find all of our cute new holiday merch launch at itstrashtuesday.com. And honestly, we never usually agree on things. We're all obsessed with this launch.
We're so excited.
I
It's so cute.
squealed when I saw that pink hoodie.
Like, it's never leaving my body.
Also, like, guys, we give you permission to go to an ugly sweater contest or party in our sweatshirt, our Christmas sweatshirt, because we are sexy little ugly girls. So
Yes.
it counts.
We have a holiday sweatshirt, a crew neck sweatshirt, and then we have the cutest little, like, is it kind of like Asian-y? Is that okay to say?
I'm Asian. Yeah, everyone gets a pass.
That makes me so
It's
happy.
a little ravery. Like if you wore it with like one of those ball necklaces and Jankos, it would look really cute.
Oh, that's a good
And
look.
a studded belt
So
with space
good.
buns.
with space buns. You
It's
got your
just-
Asian part in.
Okay. You guys go to itstrashtuesday.com for our merch drop that is officially live today. These will sell out. We can't wait to see your selfies in them and repost you. Tag us. We love you.
Yay.
You guys, this Thursday, I'm going to be at the Irvine Improv doing stand-up. I can't wait. And then New York, I'm coming back. I'm doing 2 small shows in New York the week before Thanksgiving, November 18th and November 22nd. And then I'll be in Los Angeles. Finally, I'm adding an LA show December 6th at the Comedy Store. And then my rescheduled San Jose, January 7th. All of those, EstherOnIce.com.
You guys, Sluggies, I am so excited. I am coming back to San Jose this weekend. I'm bringing Lizzie Cooperman with me. It's going to be absolutely wild. So that's this Friday and Saturday. Then I'm going to be in Houston, Texas at the Improv December 15th through 17th. I'm going to be in Canada, in Edmonton, January 12th to 13th, and Jacksonville, Florida at the Comedy Zone, January 19th and 20th. I am constantly adding shows. So go to AnnieLetterman.com/shows to check those out. And Annie Wood and Friends is once a month at the Comedy Store. So look for those dates as well. And I will see you every Thursday on Annie Wood. Love you guys. Thank you to our sponsor, MeUndies. To get 25% off your first order plus free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/TrashTuesday. That's MeUndies.com/TrashTuesday for 25% off plus free shipping.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/TrashTuesday today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TrashTuesday.
Thank you to our sponsor, PrizePicks. Go to prizepicks.com/TrashTuesday and use code TrashTuesday for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
You guys, take advantage of Living Proof's biggest sale of the year now. Go to livingproof.com/TrashTuesday and use the code TrashTuesday25 at checkout to get in on these deals before it's too late. livingproof.com/TrashTuesday, code TrashTuesday25. Kalila, for your birthday, I got you Angela White.
Thank you so much, Esther.
For your birthday, I got you Titties So Brown.
Well, here, we did, since Angela is our guest today, Annie did try to contour my A cups, and now I just look like
You have a skin infection?
Yes.
something that I'm peeling somewhere on my chest. So thank you, Annie, for the birthday gift.
You know who probably knows the least about titty contouring is Angela White because she doesn't need that.
No, I've never contoured my titties.
You're
but
just this way.
yeah.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
When I first walked into the studio and I saw her, I was like, who is this beautiful angel? Like, she's so pretty. I'm a little bit, I think I'm going to be like how Bobby was on Tiger Belly, where I'm just going to be like, hey, nervous to talk to you. Like,
I've never
weird.
seen Bobby that way. Had you ever seen him that way?
No.
Yeah, him and Gilbert were just like beside themselves. They could not it was strange. The energy was so like, Bobby's like big energy. It was even bigger. There was some type of like
It felt like he was like juggling the whole time, like, and also trying to talk to you, but focusing on juggling, like
Juggling boobs.
Yeah.
Are they like longtime fans? Is it like
but didn't Bobby say like he's like once I know you, I can no longer be a fan or something like that?
Yeah, but he did take it back when I said, well, I feel like that's unfair because I would still support him and like watch his stand-up shows.
Yeah.
So he should still support me and watch my porn.
He should support your craft.
That's funny.
Is it fair to say he was brown starstruck?
What?
He was brown starstruck because he's seen her butt.
No, I think in that episode she saw his brown star.
We have seen a lot of his things.
Yeah.
Well, I
There are
love
interesting colors down there in Bobby World, aren't there?
I thought his butthole was very nice. Like,
it really is, though.
Yeah. It was
incredible.
Surprisingly tight.
He's kind of like surprising a lot of things about him. You think he's going to be messier than because he presents outwardly messy?
No. He's messy.
No, I know, like physically messy, but you'd think his body would be messier.
No. He has no body odor. Like his armpits never stink. It's unfair. It's
I
really
just love that he has this lifelong policy where he's like, if I've met you, I can't watch your stuff anymore. And then all you had to do is be like, that's not fair. And he's like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's like over.
He defers to the hotness.
What's our theme today?
I think it's sleepover, slumber party, pajama party.
How do you sleep? Angela, how do you sleep at night? What do you wear?
It really depends on the weather and my mood, but I'm partial to some PJs.
Really?
Some cute little, yeah. I don't like to sleep totally nude because they go everywhere. I need to have them contained.
Okay,
in some
I
way, so
know.
like a crop top or something.
I know that it doesn't seem like it, but I do relate to that. Like, I really do identify as a woman with extremely large breasts, even though they're like humble bees. And I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I do believe that large breasts are a form of a disability. They're so uncomfortable.
I agree.
You're like, oh, that
I'm getting a tax write-off hanging out with your boobs.
But isn't it like I could never go shirtless sleeping because it would just be so messy.
So when you guys like lay down, they just kind of like separate, and does it hurt? Does it pull?
It doesn't hurt, but they do separate. They do all sorts of things. They live their own life when they're out. I just like to have the support of something, whether it's a bra or like a crop top or something, just keeping them in line.
Yeah.
They need to be controlled.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Keeping them in line.
They need to be disciplined.
Oh, it's getting
Esther
hotter.
feel like they're on different moods.
Wait, I don't have symmetrical breasts either.
Mine are symmetrical and small.
Mine are tiny, but when I lay flat, they still somehow separate to the side, and that's not a look that I
think
love.
mine are already wide set. I have like
you
wide
don't.
set.
You don't. I have wide set.
We both. Maybe it's the shoulders and the tits go together. We both have like we're the shoulders of
the tits follow the line of the shoulder.
But I think you kind of remind me of my friend Caitlin from middle school. Like she had like really big boobs, but they actually like technically weren't that big.
Yeah, they're not
She
big.
was short. She was small. So like your boobs on my body would look like probably kind of similar
Like your
to mine.
boobs. Yeah.
Are your boobs really a B?
I don't like a B or a C.
No way.
I know, she's
when
so
you grow,
full of
no
it.
way.
But they're not like
They're
huge.
bigger than
I mean,
that.
look, I prayed for boobs. This is not exactly what I wanted, but
Yeah.
I landed somewhere okay.
You know, you just wanted someone else's boobs on your face. You're just gay.
I prayed.
I
for
also
Angela
prayed.
White.
I prayed for boobs.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I felt like I developed late compared to my friends. Like I was really flat chested until suddenly it felt like
all
overnight I
came,
had double
yeah.
D's. And yeah, I used to cry at night to my mom, like that I didn't have boobs. And then,
Did your mom have big boobs?
yes, my mom has big boobs. My sister, my cousins.
the pressure
you were
was
like,
on.
oh my God.
My
I love
mom's
that.
mom has big boobs. My
Yeah.
dad's mom has big boobs. And here I was with
You
nothing.
were like the runt of the family.
Yeah, I was like, come on, please.
But when you did finally get them, was it like a big celebration? Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, or were you like, oh fuck, what do I do with these?
It was a bit of both. I was so excited to finally have boobs and the power that they brought. But then they grew so quickly that they also came with these really large purple stretch marks, which I was embarrassed about. So it was like, oh, now I have these big boobs, so I know I can get what I want. But also,
But what I want is these lines to go away. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're someone that would ever consider, because a lot of my girlfriends who are like, you know, actually have big boobs, not like me that pretends, would you consider a breast reduction? Like, is it like that for you or no?
They're part of my identity.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who I would be without my boobs.
Your boobs are part of her identity too. Is that weird?
Yeah.
I always patted my bra. Like my mom had a tumor in her pituitary gland when she was growing up, so she like didn't develop normally. So she had small boobs, but I thought it was associated to that. And so I just assumed I would be like
check your pituitary.
I would be like, I'm the titties in this family because she was adopted. Like I was like, I'm gonna start the tits in this family, and then I would pad them with socks as I did today. Annie fucking Letterman socks. You can get them on my website. But
these exact pairs from the titties.
Yes, since I was a child. Yes, you can have these ones. No, but I would pad with socks and stuff, and I would look in the mirror and I would spend so much time like, what am I gonna look like this? And then I never like, this is a water bra. I just never got them.
They still have water bras?
But that's a part of my identity, never getting them.
Oh.
So
But
I understand the opposite.
my expectations were managed very early on because you either have a naked mom or not a naked mom, right? You either have parents that walk around naked or parents that are just always fully dressed around you. You don't seem like you had a naked mom.
I hate the term naked mom.
I had a naked mom. And if you had a naked mom, there's only one way to describe it, and it's a naked mom. Right. It's like the bush. You saw the bush every day. You saw the titties every day. You saw them look at themselves in the mirror naked. Yeah. And I looked at my mom's body, and mind you, she's like a bodybuilder, right? But so I knew very early on that I was never going to have boobs. So when they never grew, it wasn't a disappointment. It was like, oh, I am her daughter.
This is a weird thing. My mom has no boobs, but me and my sister both do, and we have different dads. So it's like we both got big boobs, like despite my mom having none.
No big boob in her lineage.
What?
No big boobs in your mom's lineage.
Mom have big boobs?
Like in Angela's family, like it seemed like everyone had big boobs.
I don't really think of my grandma that way. I don't know. I don't look at her that way.
You never I feel like grandmas are all about the boobs, like snuggling into their boobs and hugging their boobs. My first grade aide, Kia, had like the best boobs in the world. Would you just hug her and you'd bounce. And
I hate to say this, Esther, but at some point, like we have to see our parents like genitals, like alla fresca, because when we take care of them when they're older, I had to confront my father's penis and change his diaper at some point.
Why must you remind me of this?
I heard it. I saw you suck in air. I saw a reaction.
No one is ready. And I hate to say this. Like I hate that I have to even say this out loud, but there is a thought in your head that crosses where you're like, oh, Papa is hung.
Oh my God, Kalila.
That didn't cross my mind when I saw my dad. I went, oh.
Papa is not hung or he's hung?
No. I just said, I remembered it being bigger. It's like when you go into your auditorium that you went in your elementary school. I was like, oh, I guess I got bigger. This adjusted.
How do you guys sleep? Do you sleep?
With how we just spoke about our parents' genitals?
Yeah, but I feel like,
how do you sleep at night?
I have to sleep with panties on because I have to. Like my pussy, where's my pussy juice gonna go? Just crust up on my inner thigh?
I understand that.
I'm so sorry. I know Stella's mom is here.
She loves it.
I'm so sorry.
Speaking of parents' genitals, anything you want to show us?
I cannot sleep in underwear. Free the juice.
I feel like you have to sleep with it on your face or something weird.
Why? How do you sleep?
I sleep naked if possible. As naked as possible. Like if there's people in the room that are not my loved ones, or not, well, my parents I don't sleep naked in front of, but I will still like hoist up. My mother-in-law and Todd's mom and I will like FaceTime with just like our sheets on. She's always topless. So I'm always like, we're always just topless to each other.
You know why? She's a naked mom.
She's a naked mom and she's also going through menopause.
Oh, she's hot.
And hot. And it's like, show us the tits. Don't hide them.
Does Todd sleep naked with you?
No, he sleeps with underwear on. But everything's, it's not hot. I have to have tape on my mouth so I don't mouth breathe and like a nose thing on. It's not a good looking thing.
Angela, I know on Tiger Belly, you said you didn't know what dating meant.
Yeah.
But what is it like being a porn girl and being interested in a boy? Like, how does that work out? Like, what are the rules that you strike with them? What's been your history of dating?
It's usually someone's interested in me. Like, I'm so focused on work all the time that someone has to kind of like knock down my door and be like, hey, I'm interested in you for me to.
Hell
Can
yeah.
you-
Can you
like,
imagine?
creeping already. No, it's opposite for us, right? For
Yeah.
like stand up, you like.
No one is knocking on our
But
doors.
if they are, it's like, how did you get my address, sir? The cops are going to be here in a second.
No, they're like, how did you start open mics? Like, what's it like? They're like
They always wanna
asking
do
for
comedy.
advice.
Do you have guys do that too, where they
Oh,
like hit you up and
yeah.
then they want to do porn?
Yeah, and it's usually at conventions. I'll do conventions to meet fans, and so many of the fans like, I want to get into porn. How do I get into porn? Just like awkward because it is really difficult for men to get into porn.
Yeah.
It's much easier for women. Yeah.
Julian's like, sign me up.
I know. It's
about
so interesting
what
that we're
about
talking
gay
about
porn? Is it
male
hard to get
porn.
into gay
What is
porn?
it?
It's easier to get into gay porn than it is straight porn.
Huh.
Yeah.
But then isn't it harder to go back into straight porn once you've gone into gay porn? Like you have to like.
It used to be, but that stigma's really changed.
everything's
Yeah.
so, like,
yeah. It's not as big of a deal anymore.
Your makeup's
Yeah.
so good.
I know,
I'm like
you're
staring at your mouth move. I'm like,
so-
oh my god.
I'm like, is this a date?
I'm
Like,
so in love. Look at this mouth.
wait, do you go on dates?
I don't know.
I feel the same way. I feel the same
You
way.
don't?
We don't know what dating means.
Yeah,
Like,
Some people after that episode have kind of explained it to me a little bit more. So I guess I didn't really understand the difference between going on a date and dating.
Right.
Like at what point, like how many dates until you're dating?
and is dating serious or is dating casual? Is it
And
something, when you
actually,
say you're
yeah.
dating someone, is it like, does that insinuate that there's a future there? Or is that just, oh no, we're just dating?
Those are fair questions. Like, who does know that?
Because yeah,
That's-
dating
yeah.
can actually mean like we're boyfriend, girlfriend, or we're just dating.
Yeah.
And I like when guys tell me that right before I'm about to meet their entire friends from college.
that
I had a guy do that
we're
to me.
just dating.
Yeah, right when he was like, you're meeting all my friends. By the way, we're just dating. I was like,
Wait, so
fucking
I didn't
weird,
know
okay.
that either because I was dating a guy and in front of my family I was like, "Oh, like we've been dating." And he was so offended by that. He was like, "No, we're not. Like I'm meeting your fam, same thing."
Yeah.
But I didn't understand it either. I was like, "Wait, what were
well, do you remember hooking up used to mean like just making out?
What?
And then
Yeah,
that
hooking up
turned
is just
was
hooking up.
sex. It was like,
What do you mean hooking up is just hooking up?
Hooking up is just casual sex occasionally, like a friends with benefits
Oh.
But
situation.
remember when it transitioned from like I remember in middle school hooking up was like it was just making out.
I
There wasn't
remember
about,
watching Laguna Beach, and me and all my friends at school were like, "What does hooking up mean? Is it sex or not?"
Yeah.
'Cause they'd
I
be
think
like,
for
on Laguna
sure
Beach,
sex.
always sex. But there's also seeing each other. Like, where does that fit
oh,
in?
we're seeing each other. Seeing each other, I think, is a good boundary.
Yeah. I
Because
what
it's
do you
kind
mean?
of like
Is that
more
us?
serious.
We're seeing each other.
but if you're seeing each other, are you boyfriend and girlfriend or
Not
no?
yet.
you're like
not yet.
starter. Like it's on its way, maybe.
Like in
Okay.
Filipino courtship, there's 5 very clear steps. And this is why there's no confusion in Filipino dating. And over here, everyone's confused.
What are the 5 steps?
The 5 steps is before courtship, you have to ask permission to court. So let's say, for instance, I'm
you.
interested in Angela.
okay.
I can't immediately just say, I like you. I have to say, am I allowed to say I like you?
Oh, that's good. Am
So
I
there's
about
a
to
first
humiliate you or not?
Yeah.
Am I going to humiliate you or are you going to humiliate me right now?
Yeah, so there's that first step. It's asking permission. Can I court you? And if you say yes, then the courtship happens. Then I do this thing called a harana where I serenade you. But in
Wait, you're courting. Okay.
I'm courting. It's either outside of your window, and I'm either, if I can't play an instrument, I'll play a song.
I'm out.
We,
I'm
no,
telling you,
no.
it's
This
so
is good.
cute. This
There's
is
a
so
spider
cute.
video I watched this weekend that I need to show you guys. You have to pull up.
Wait,
About
I'm
spiders like
courting
they-
each other?
how they it's crazy and there's how men should be. They're like they
The
do this whole
dancing,
dance.
I
Yes.
love that. They're like birds of paradise.
Yes.
with
Yes.
And
spiders.
it's
Bird,
like
yes.
what
Yeah.
are this type of spider?
I both don't want to serenade nor be serenaded.
But then there
you just
is.
want to
Show up and
then just fall into each other's genitals.
But this is why there's no confusion, because after the courtship progresses, then if not the serenade, you have to put some type of like soft launch statement. Either like if it's social media, like something to insinuate, oh, like you're seeing somebody. And then you enter the stage of mutual understanding. You're not exclusive yet, but we're not sleeping with other people.
3 is the soft launch.
It can be it's interchangeable.
Because before social media, what was a soft launch like? Taking them to see your family?
Yeah, so the harana it's basically a public showing that I am interested in this girl and people are watching me sing to this girl.
That's a commitment. It's like, yeah, and they should be dancing. This isn't the. I'm trying to find that. Oh, that is it. Wait, they like wave and then they shoot this thing up like.
And after you enter mutual understanding, MU, then you are official.
Okay.
But there's between mutual understanding, we're not sleeping with other people to finally official. There's space there.
So you stop sleeping with other people before you become boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
And how do you come to the
good.
mutual understanding? You say, are we
Yes, we are
mutually understanding
Yes.
each
Peacock
other?
spider.
So
I
cute.
love a step system. That makes things so much less
Yeah.
But it also
complicated.
just,
Right?
you know what it does? It shows
Yeah.
commitment on the, it's going like, I really want to like pursue you and I make sure you're really interested in
And people are
going to
know I'm pursuing you.
They kill the guy so fast if they don't like him, like, tss, and they poison him. He's like,
The female spiders?
yeah.
That's female insects in general. They always mutilate or maim or kill the male after.
I mean, it's like,
We're really not taking advantage
I know, we
of
really
our
aren't.
nature.
we really aren't.
That's probably the male. They're always better looking, cooler looking.
They're so pretty.
I know, it's so awesome. All those eyes too.
Well, speaking about genders and insects, you did gender studies,
Yes,
correct?
not
Angela?
in insects.
Not in insects, but in,
No.
but in humans.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I did a Bachelor of Arts. I majored in gender studies. I did my first class honors on my thesis on female experiences in the Australian pornography industry.
Right.
Cool.
Was this before you were in the industry?
I was already in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before I moved here to LA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so like there's a lot of famous people in LA, right? But you're like such a specific, intimate, and also very famous person. What is your experience like in daily life? Like, can you go places or do you get anxiety? Like, do you get recognized a lot? Do people even say anything? Are they too nervous? Like, what is the day
I mean, I don't think I'm famous I guess a lot of people know me, but it's a really interesting type of fame because some people feel embarrassed to come up to me in public or I can definitely go out and do things. I do, and I do get approached in public, but a lot of the time it's more like the kind of the knowing stare or like the double take.
I'm sure there's a lot of waiters that are like spilling drinks when they come over to you. Ooh, their boners are just knocking the.
But when I'm in LA, it's kind of easy because everybody knows somebody in porn.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more normalized. And
Do you
people
live here
just-
now?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
moved
cool.
here in 2016.
Awesome.
And before that, you were in Melbourne?
I was in Melbourne, yes.
And what's it like being famous over there?
My fame really rose when I moved to LA. So now when I go back, I'm more recognized than when I was actually living in Australia. And it's similar. I mean, Australian culture and American culture is not the same, but it is similar. We're heavily influenced by American culture. So it's the same kind of vibe. There'll be like people that will feel maybe a little intimidated or embarrassed to come up to me. That's why I do a lot of these conventions because some fans are actually really shy too. And so being at a place where they know I'm here specifically to meet you, so then they feel like it's an appropriate time to approach me.
It's like an even exchange too. Like they paid to come to see it. It's like
That's sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like awkward or yeah.
Okay, I did a stand-up tour in Australia years ago, and I had 2 takeaways, and I want to know what you think.
Okay.
Australia had weirdly like the best coffee I've ever had,
Yep.
and the best Thai food I've ever
Yep.
had. So that did you know that?
I know that. Yes.
Is there anything else that I'm missing, or were those the headlines?
Really good Szechuan, like
Yeah.
Chinese food, because it's such a melting pot. Like
Yeah.
Melbourne is probably my favorite place to eat.
Yeah.
Because I dated a guy from there. I mean, he wants to kill
Oh,
me
we
now,
remember
but
that guy.
you're right. Yeah.
We
I know he
remember
no
him.
longer wants to kill me, but at one point he did.
Didn't you like call and wake him up in the middle of the night once on the show? And wasn't he like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
babe? Like he was ready for I don't think he wants to kill you anymore. I think
That was rude of me. Like, how did my ass taste? That was the question we asked him in the middle of the night.
If
Random.
someone is going to Australia, would you say like you got to do this cuisine or anything you'd advise?
Thai food in Sydney. I think the Thai food in Sydney is better than Melbourne, but then Italian, Greek food in Melbourne. It's all about like the immigration patterns. There's more Asian immigration towards Sydney, and then after World War II, there was a lot of European immigration to Melbourne. So that's why the coffee in Melbourne is so good. I agree. Like food in Melbourne to me is the best in the world.
The best Lebanese food I've ever had was in Melbourne too.
Yeah, we have great Lebanese food.
Like I was even in Perth. Like who the hell's been to Perth? But the food, it's so good everywhere.
So fresh. The produce is so good.
That must be, yeah.
I feel like for me, the Thai food in Sydney is better than the Thai food in Thailand.
I believe that.
Yeah, and
How
I've
could
been
it
to
be?
Thailand and I think the food is great, but I feel like the produce is even fresher in Sydney.
I don't know. And you guys say brekkie?
My headline of Australia
Arvo.
is Corey the party guy. Do you remember him?
Who is
There
he?
was this kid. Will you Google Corey the party guy? in
Yes,
Australia?
I do.
It was so burned into my brain. Like he like
Yes.
takes precedent of all of my, which is insane. I know, but I just think about him like I'm always like Australians party, but I don't know if that's true. It's
Yeah.
just because I'm thinking of this kid. He got in trouble. He had threw like a huge party and it got
A
busted.
house party.
A house
Yeah.
party and got busted and he wouldn't take his sunglasses off in the interview. And I think they were like, "Are you going to do this again?" And he was like, "Yeah."
There was a game today.
I'm so sorry, but this is my entire feeling about Australia.
Wait, no, that's like
good
I
representation.
see that and I'm like,
Yeah.
has that been your goals this whole time?
Yes, that's why that's why you try to make me take my sunglasses off.
Because we want to see your pretty eyes.
You're very predatory today. She's a groomer. She's grooming me for something.
A good podcast.
This has been an ongoing debate.
Yes.
When you see a man first undress,
Yeah.
what are you hoping to see? Boxers, briefs, or tighty-whities?
Boxes.
Oh my God. Wait,
Yes!
Angela, loose boxers,
Why are they loose?
Okay.
boxer briefs.
like the ones that are tight?
No, you.
Yeah, they're not loose.
Oh, yeah.
No,
This is so much
that
better.
does not mean what you think it means.
She said loose. She was shocked.
Yeah, but
She was
you-
shocked it was
'cause
even an option.
No, you guys are selling something different. Boxers are not loose.
Boxers are the plaid
Can we pull up
shorts.
boxers?
Yeah, pull up
Sure.
some examples.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
by the way,
No,
the-
not the plaid ones.
watching this.
Thank you, Angela.
Make sure you show her.
That was how the mighty fall. You
Show.
were so excited.
It wouldn't disqualify.
Show me what you think that she likes.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are what I like. Or this
Yeah.
is what Esther likes. Show her just
Okay.
regular boxers.
These are boxers.
So that's what Esther likes.
Okay.
I mean, are you my grandfather? Are you my?
Okay,
Yeah,
and
like
this
maybe you
is-
could sleep in those.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is
Yeah.
what
I could
Annie
borrow
and I
them. I could borrow
like.
them.
Yeah. What do we call those?
Boxer
Boxer
briefs.
Boxer briefs. Okay, yeah.
See how excited she got about boxer briefs?
Yeah, boxer briefs.
You guys are disgusting. Those are Skims panties to me. That's so weird.
And you don't. Your favorite thing? They're your favorite thing to you?
Not on a guy.
I wouldn't disqualify someone wearing like whatever briefs or looser boxers, but I would prefer boxer
Yeah, of
briefs.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They just as long as they're clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why do you guys like that?
There's
It's
something I feel like with
fitted.
boxers. There's more like sweat accumulate. I don't know why. It just seems.
I just think it
everything's too
feels a little
wagging
like-
around.
For me, at least, I cannot imagine wearing something loose underneath my clothing because things would bunch up. And I equate
you're not-
bunching up to like just discomfort and sweat
And kinda getting
and
shit
things
on
getting
your-
shoved in the wrong places.
Oh,
Julian
wow.
obviously put that up.
Julian, you put your own picture up there.
That's what I hope to see.
Angela, what do you think of tight whitey tighties?
Tighty whities.
Tighty whities.
Ooh.
That's a diaper. That's that what you've just pulled up is not. Sure, I mean if they're
the
if
throwback.
they're
I
like it.
clean, but it's yeah. I mean I clearly like black, so
Okay.
I
black's
think my
gonna be a
like
preference.
my hipster guy friends went through like a colored tighty whitey phase where they'd have like blue one. It was cute.
Yeah.
I didn't fuck them, but it was cute to see.
Okay, so let's see what
Okay.
the Instagram poll showed.
Okay.
What?
So the Instagram poll revealed that
Wow.
72% of our listeners prefer boxer briefs. 24%, which is much higher than I thought, agree with you, Esther, boxers, and 4% tighty whities.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Those are our
Esther.
gay slugs.
Okay, wait, Esther, you used to have a podcast called Weird Adults. Like, you identify as being a little weird, right?
Yeah, but I didn't think this was weird.
Do you feel 24% weird or 4% weird? Or 72% weird? Or I guess it would be the opposites. Do you feel 20% normal?
This felt so,
You're blindsided.
yeah.
Yeah, as we are when a guy is wearing regular boxers.
Why do you like them?
To me, that's like masculine and like manly. To me, I don't know. The other one is feminine to me.
Wow.
And yeah, I know that that's like, you can't make those judgments.
They're kind
but
of 90s.
I can for my own taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
kind of 90s.
I think for me, I equate it to either being childlike or fatherly boxers. Because I only
Very
see like
grandfather-y.
really young boys or like my stepdad, like Roger, wears like.
My dad
Sorry,
wears tighty
Raj.
blackies. He said he stopped wearing tighty whities years ago.
Well, that's what Angela likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my dad. So hot.
Cute.
82. 82.
I just feel like we've been doing this show for several years now. Like, Kalila obviously has way worse and weirder takes than me. So I feel like, how is this the weirdest?
I mean, it was also the confidence in which you.
Okay.
I think that is
yeah.
a lot of it. It's the fact that you're almost like cocky about it.
You're like, obviously everyone agrees with this. Take.
Yes.
What are some major turnoffs that you have
Oh,
in men and women?
yeah. Bad hygiene,
Oh, hygiene, yes.
arrogance, like the standard. Like the bar is very low.
When they
just
go
like-
together, too, isn't that really bad?
Yeah.
And they're
Oh
like,
my
your
God.
breath stinks. Why are you being rude to me? Pretty cocky for someone who hasn't flossed in 3 years.
That is such a horrific combo when
it's a
someone is
little-
rude and they stink.
It's a little spectrum where you're like, are you on the fucking spectrum?
I think name dropping too.
Oh, I'm into that.
Oh.
Tell me everything.
Yeah.
Tell me everyone you know now.
I hate it. I don't like that. It's
Yeah.
so, it just screams insecurity and it's such a turn off.
Annie, your take on name dropping?
I love it. Give me all of them. Tell me everything. I will name drop other people's name drops. Like if someone name drops something, I go, oh my God, yay, I have a new.
You know it's bad when she's name dropping me at an Asian restaurant.
Oh my God, it was awesome. I was
everyone-
waiting too. I was like,
We all do that.
Did it work?
it worked so I knew it was going to work. I knew it was going to work. I was like, he's going to know who I am in like 10, 9, 8, 7. And he got it.
We need to do a poll that is, I lost my train of thought. What were we just talking about?
Name dropping.
Asian.
Do you poll if people like name dropping or not like name dropping? And let's let Annie have a little taste of being wrong.
I don't.
We'll
I
switch it
like
up.
being wrong. I surrender to that.
To be
I like
honest,
it.
Esther, you're very unique. I don't know.
Yeah,
They would thought-
unique is good. My
I
mom
think
used to
that's
call
a
me
good
unique.
thing.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's good.
I
You wanna
like
be
the
different.
uniqueness. I don't like the boxers.
This reminds me of a song from the musical chorus line where the girl says, "Different is nice, but it sure isn't pretty."
No.
That's sad.
What if
It
you just
can
broke out in the
be.
song and started dancing?
I may.
Wait a second. So arrogance, name dropping, bad hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
God, those are great ones.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of the standard.
Yeah.
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 What other ones? What are your major turnoffs, Esther? Outside of
Not
boxer
wearing
briefs.
boxers.
I mean, everything Angela said is a turnoff.
You've dated people that are very much that, besides the hygiene.
Which thing?
Arrogant and name droppy. You've named people that
Oh.
are the top of those in the world.
Yeah, when they were Starbucks employees, like
Yeah,
how
yeah, so it
much
doesn't matter,
did
yeah.
they name drop?
Yeah. They just name drop the people's names. That's like pretty much a Starbucks job.
I don't. What are your guys' turnoffs?
You. I'm
Thank
just kidding.
you.
Oh.
I mean, under the umbrella of hygiene, like breath is like my number one. Number one.
I think rudeness.
Oh.
You see that in guys because they think that that's gonna make them like. It's like the arrogant thing where they're if they're a little rude to you, then they think that you'll think they're better than you. But it's like, no, I need ultimate 100% kindness and generosity coming at me, or get away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, and
no.
bad tippers.
People that are rude to like waiter, I mean, that
Wait
drives me
staff, yeah.
crazy. That's sort of like the type of people that wake up. Like I dated a guy who was like one of those like woke up in the morning and it was like his day and he would just shit on it was like no acknowledgement that other people are just like working and going about their day.
Yeah.
He was mean to my mom.
What is like a turn on? Like if you were meeting a guy or on a date or something, and like what are qualities that would get you like
Yeah, some green flags.
excited?
Green flags. Kind of all the opposite of those, like being hygienic, being kind. I love funny guys. I don't know if that's a green flag. That could be a red
is.
flag.
It is. No.
I believe it is a red flag.
It is someone really funny. What if they're not comics though? They're just like, you know.
No, that's true.
inherently
You're
funny.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny is good.
You just don't want guys that have developed humor because they didn't get laid in high school and are now using humor as a way to have power over a large group of women.
Incel vibes.
Well said.
Yeah.
Very well said.
But there's some people that just are funny because it's just like in their genetics and how their family was. I think there's like
Yeah,
a
I mean, we've
difference.
asked this question on the show before, like how big of a value is someone, how important is it that your partner is funny? And for the longest time, I know you said it was important. You said it was important. I think for me, we just have to be able to laugh at the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily need him to be funny, but he needs to understand what makes me laugh.
Yeah, you want the literal senses of humor to line up.
To match.
Yeah.
Because I remember dating a boy and he was a lovely man. I could have stayed with him forever. But he was like cry laughing on the couch watching this video. And I was like, oh my God, please show me. It's got to be the funniest thing on earth. And it was just a bus full of baseball players singing Carly Rae Jepsen's song. And there was nothing funny about it. And it was just super cringe. And I was just like, and I was like, why are you cry laughing on the couch?
Can I think of why it might be that you hate that so much? It's because now you're in an awkward position where you want to validate that he's laughing, but it's not funny to you. So then you're like, I'm either going to be sitting here like shitting on his parade or I have to like fake laugh.
Well, no, I went immediately to my friend and I was like, can you tell me if this is funny to you? Because I wasn't sure why I wasn't laughing.
I hate when someone brings up and video. You don't realize how long like funny videos are until someone doesn't think they're funny next to you, and you're just holding, and you're like, or someone does it to you, and you're like, okay, we got it. Because I feel like I'm like insulting their taste. You know, I'm like, oh my God, now I'm like rejecting who they are as a person.
I always say no, like I'm like no. I say no. Just say
You
no.
are good. You are good at that.
Because you know what? I can be on my phone looking at a screen all day long at home. When I'm out in public with people, I want to fucking talk. I want to look at you. Like, I don't want to look at your fucking phone screen. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Point.
You fucking assholes.
Anyways.
Angela, you're somebody that performs and, you know, with your whole body.
Yes. And my whole.
Like, how do you get to that point? Like, are there things that you're ever like insecure about? Are there ever things where you're like, you know what? Like, I actually don't want to show that part today. Or like, are you just full blast confidence to be able to perform like that on screen?
You have to just be able to compartmentalize. Like if there's ever anything that I'm like not feeling good about, like there's definitely been days on set where I've hated the makeup and it doesn't matter. You just have to be like, you know what? I'm hot. The makeup's going to be off in around 2 minutes anyway. Like just get out there and suck that dick.
But is the makeup everywhere? Do they do your whole body?
Oh no.
It's just on your face? I'm
Yeah,
like,
just
ooh,
face.
Tell me about body makeup.
But I mean, look, I don't recommend body makeup, especially when you're doing porn, because you end up sweating it off. And then if you don't, like I used to, if I'd have a bruise, because I bruise easily, I'd try and like cover it with makeup. But then it actually draws more attention to it because you could never fully cover it. And then,
It's like what I did to her.
Yeah, I just embrace it. I'm just like, yep.
And I bet you everyone's like, ooh, a bruise.
Yeah, she got nasty.
My mom played racquetball when I was a kid, so I always think thighs are supposed to have bruises all over them, just welts all over them.
Bruises are hot. When I have a bruise on my leg, I'm like, I'm hot.
It's like so Courtney Love of you.
I don't find them hot on me.
No.
I don't care about it on anyone else. When I have a bruise on me, I hate it. I hate being bruised.
Well,
That's
maybe
because you bruise really
yeah,
easy,
'cause
right?
it's like been a nuisance to you.
Yeah. I don't like it
Do
at
you ever
all.
have someone do something really light to you and you're like, there goes my week. Thanks.
I feel like after being in porn so long, my body has adjusted. Like I
Yeah.
don't bruise as easily as I
Yeah.
did when I first entered. So I think I'm all right. But yeah, I do like if a guy spanks me, I'm
done.
going to end up having like a welt and potentially a bruise in the shape of his
That
hand.
is so hot.
But now that you're the Angela White, like I'm sure you could be like, I don't like this makeup. I don't like the way the light hits this. Are you able now to kind of?
I mean, now I request certain makeup artists, and I do like even if I was working with a makeup artist, I didn't like certain things. I give constructive criticism and say, hey, can we, bring the lashes up or whatever it is that I don't like. So I do make adjustments. But some days you're just not feeling as sexy as you would on a normal day, and you just have to get out of your head and not think about that. Because my fans have seen me in the worst makeup and they still love those scenes. So I'm like, okay, they don't care.
I relate to that.
More runny, probably.
Yeah.
I relate to that so much because it's so true. Like some days you don't feel sexy, and for that to be your job, you have to work that muscle of figuring out how to like conjure it up. Because even in comedy, it's like sometimes you're not in a good mood, but you literally have to go out on stage and be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like a whole different skill set of doing it when you're not feeling it.
And how do you go through, like for me, if I'm different weeks of the month, when I'm ovulating, I feel insanely beautiful. I love myself. And then a week after, I'm an ogre. I can't even stand the way I look. And do you have those days, or you just power through and you're like, I'm a fucking goddess?
Well, I will say that it's the fact that I haven't built my career on being the hot girl is actually helpful, because the reason fans like my scenes, I mean, some are here just for the tits, but they come for they come for the tits, but they stay for the emotion. So the thing that I'm known for is being really connected with my on-screen partner.
So hot.
So it doesn't matter if I don't
Esther.
look good.
That's
Check your panties.
hot.
That is so hot.
Is that your
I
thing?
should have worn black.
I just think that's like everyone's
That
thing.
is my thing too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that is so powerful, and the fact that you have the awareness to know that that's your thing, like that's really cool.
Well, I'm not like I'm not the prettiest girl in porn. It's like there are girls that are way hotter than me. Way, way better. Like, I mean, I know it's all subjective, but I can look and go, oh wow, they have like better bodies or they're cuter or whatever it might be. Like my fans love me because of
For
the way
who
I
you
connect with the person on screen. So even if I don't think I look that great, I'm like, well, as long as I'm giving my all
You're
to my
being,
on-screen
like,
partner,
authentic.
then they're gonna love it.
Would you say like because what is your advice for people like little lowly people like us? Like if we did want to try to feel sexy or fun or good on those days where we're not feeling it, like what would you say to do? Like how do you do it?
I try and get out of my head and into my body. And by that I mean like I'm not focused on like what my body looks like, but I'm focused on what my body's feeling. So get out of your head and into your body. So I'm focusing on what his or her fingertips feel like as they run up my thighs. I'm focused on...
You're present.
Yeah, I'm present in the moment. That's where I go to. And I mean, that's where even if I'm feeling like I look super hot, in the end, that's where I'm going to.
Yeah.
Because if you're focused on bringing your on-screen partner pleasure or focused on, your own pleasure, then you're not thinking about how, I don't like the color eyeshadow that they used, or I'm feeling bloated, or...
You're in the moment.
Yeah, I feel like that's generally applies to having sex and like with anyone, like on and or off screen, right? For me, I know that when I start thinking about anything outside of just the pleasure itself, like I check out, my pussy dries up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
I start
also
worrying about things. I'm like, call my dad. I'm always like, oh, I hate that when I do to-do list sex.
oh my god.
Like fucking, and then it's hard to get back in.
It really applies to acting too, because it's like if you're doing a scene and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. The ultimate fix is like, okay, just literally be in the moment and react to what this person is doing, and like that's the trick of it.
Yeah.
That's so impressive. Now, what if you're like, let's say you have a date or a scene and physically it's like, what are you doing to prepare? Like, do you take like special showers or like eat a certain way? Like, how are you going to optimize like, your physical performance?
Depends on the type of scene. If it's just a regular girl scene or boy-girl scene, then I'm waking up, I'm showering in the morning, I'm making sure like everything's clean. I mean, you kind of prepare for a regular scene as if you're going on a date. So
Yeah.
you shower, you wash your hair, you wash your face, you moisturize your whole body. Yeah, you just kind of think about like how you would want to present to someone if you're going to potentially be having sex with them later. Then for the regular scenes, we douche. So we don't use the solution in the douche because that's really bad for your vaginal health. So we pour out the liquid and then replace it with just warm water. So we just clear out anything. I mean, I don't
How
recommend
long
that.
In your
before?
butt?
Yeah, I know.
or
We're like, we're
both?
listening.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you douche for the
Fixed
pussy.
her legs. She was like, yes. She was like Diane Walter or what's her Barbara Walters.
Barbara.
Diane
So you
Walters.
douche how?
Douche for the pussy, enema for the butt. So if
enema
it's-
always. What kind of enema? Just the.
I
just the
use-
Enema
I
regular-
use the
always?
fleet,
New
yeah.
t-shirts?
I don't enema always, like only if it's an anal scene.
Oh, so only for.
Only for an anal scene.
And I know you have a very specific diet, like the night before,
Yeah.
before anal scenes,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it depends. So basically, you don't. I know my transit time, so I know how long it's going to take for food to go in and then come out. So I time it. The night before, I don't eat any salads because it doesn't really digest properly. And when you're cleaning out, it's just you want to. I mean, I usually either don't eat anything or I'll have like a bone broth or something, just something very light, and I time it right so I know that by the time I'm cleaning out, I've had the correct number of hours. So everything's
That's actually why they call it bone broth.
Julian, can you relate to this?
Oh yeah.
Wait, really?
What's your prep?
I mean, usually like a high fiber the day before, so that it pushes everything through, and then you want to douche or enema before. And
Yeah.
Now, are we ever canceling dates because things have not moved as fast as we want them to?
No, you
I
just do
certainly
different
have.
things.
Yeah.
I mean, the gay man's plight is very different sexually because there's different things you can do, and you don't need to do penetration and focus on oral and just kind of work around it.
But is there a lot of grace you offer somebody if it's a more spontaneous meeting?
Yeah.
And if it does get a little bit messy, you're like, yeah, we're just.
Yeah, I mean, like in everyday situations, like if it gets messy, it gets messy. Like we're all gay men, and like we get it. Like hey mom, my first time I farted, and
Really?
yeah, and it was fine. Like it was like that's just kind of normal sometimes. Maybe
It's a butt queef.
Yeah, but it's just a
butt queef. Well,
queef. Yeah.
It's a butt queef, yeah.
Yeah.
And then have you ever had to like cancel, like you get your period randomly and then you have to cancel
No, people just work with the sponge in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't
really?
cancel. Yeah, you don't cancel for
Okay.
menstruation.
How does a sponge work?
It's
You
like
just.
every other job. We
Yeah.
can't get one day off. It hurts.
I know. I'm like, if even they don't cancel.
I know. It's a bug. A
Yeah.
sponge?
So you douche a lot so that you're like clearing out all
Yeah.
the blood, and then you use a makeup sponge. You wet it first. I like to put a little bit of silicone lube on it because obviously you don't want to stick it in dry because that's painful. And then you just stick it up as far as you can, and yeah, the guys don't rarely feel it. They
This
rarely
is
feel it.
literally the greatest advice I've ever.
How do you get it out? Is it hard to get out?
Oh, I would love to tell you how to get it out because I still hear so many horror stories on set where girls can't get it out and they're always getting the guys to try and like pull it out with their long fingers. But the easiest way to get it out is to douche again, because what happens is you keep douching and it fills up with the water, so it gets heavier. So you douche, bear down, and it should just come out with the water. And if not, like you just keep douching, keep filling it with water, bear down, and it should come straight out.
I thank you.
You're like a scientist.
You've just done such an important. This is like the most important thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
Thank you.
when you were on Tiger Belly, we started talking off camera about how to prep even for anal in general, and for someone like me where it's always just been a very negative experience. Where like I think the last guy rated me like a 6 out of 10 from the anal experience, and I was like, "What happened?" He was like, "You just looked terrified, and you were like face down and stiff." And I was like, "Oh yeah. 6 is actually a very."
Well, I knew you were going to rate me. I guess I was a little.
One man's 6 is another man's 10.
Thank you,
So-
Esther.
Maybe some guy likes the stiff fear.
No, unfortunately, I think a lot of anal guys like that. I think that's one of the
the terrified look.
factors.
No, but you were explaining to me how to do how to massage the area first, and how you can eventually get to the point of experiencing like real pleasure anally. Because I know for men, I mean, your prostate's there, so it's much easier. But like, I don't really have necessarily anything in there that's going to make it like, ooh, this is worth it.
Yeah. But if you stiffen up, you're gonna, like I was telling you, your asshole and your jaw are connected. So if you're clenching your jaw, you're clenching your asshole.
We all have
So-
TMJ.
Yeah. You need to
I want to
open
like
your
fire
jaw,
every
open your
doctor
mouth.
I've ever had because you've just done more work than they've ever done for me.
Just come to me. I've played a doctor.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so if I'm tightening my jaw,
Or anything really, but your jaw especially, like don't clench your jaw when you're trying to get penetrated because you're going to clench your asshole. Relax your jaw, deep breaths in and out. Think like meditative breaths. Relax your whole body. And to be in that state, you really have to trust your partner and you're going to have to trust that they're going to go slow. So I don't recommend anal necessarily on a one night stand. I mean, unless you're already like pro and you've already practiced at home, fingering yourself, using toys, because you get
that's what you told me.
Yeah.
So to finger yourself. So
In the
I've been
butt?
trying to use the anal plug instead and working my way up the different sizes.
perfect.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Julian.
Yeah.
You get a gay man clap
There's
for
a
that.
thing I heard about called spiritual disarmoring. Can you look that up, please?
What is that?
It's.
What is going on?
I'm so glad this is coming up. Okay,
Spiritual disarmament.
disarmoring. And if there aren't butt plugs involved, it's not the one I'm looking for.
Okay.
Aren't you glad your mom's here for this episode, Stella?
I mean, honestly, she loves it. You're learning a lot, right, Mom?
I just heard about it. It's like you put vibrating dildos and plugs in every orifice and for hours.
They do the jade
For
ones.
hours.
You know, people are using the different
Yeah,
crystals.
Yes.
To,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they have to be
I wanna sell
vibrating
those
ones or
as
just
merch.
any type of
No, I think my friend might have sent it. Hold on.
And what are the benefits?
How I cured my existential crisis with my butt plug.
I mean, maybe it's like that. Hold on, let me find this.
Is that what you're?
Angela, are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
Hold on, I'm gonna find
But
it.
I think I like where this is going. Like if you relax your butthole, everything falls into place.
I think it's like you just come for so long that you no longer
it's
all of your
sexual.
I think it's supposed to be not like on purpose sexual, but obviously it's sexual.
just as a person who's presently constipated
Yeah, same.
in the present moment that we're in, talk about being in the moment. I would love a relaxed butthole.
Shamanic de-armoring.
You're like,
I don't think constipation has anything to do with how relaxed or tight your asshole is.
I had so much diarrhea as a kid. I think I learned to just be in a full clench. I'm always kegling my asshole.
You know,
shut just
same,
in
Annie.
case. I was like, I don't want to.
You're either a diarrhea girl or a constipation girl. I'm a diarrhea girl.
I had both, but I got kicked out of nursery school. Okay. I diarrheaed so hard because I had constipation. So then they were giving me all these laxatives. I was just lactose intolerant, but when I was a kid, they didn't like really, it wasn't like popular. So nobody really
Who's a
doctors-
lactose intolerant kid? That's so weird because usually you become that. As
I
an
am a
adult.
quarter Jewish. It is and there's some things, but so then they gave me this laxative and I shit. I guess 2 days in a row I diarrheaed on the carpet and they were like, if she comes in one more time, like I got like on academic probation.
How do you put a kid on probation? How old were you?
Well, I made up that it was that. I was 4. I was a baby. St. Paul's nursery school.
Yeah.
Coming for you.
Do you happen to also have constipation advice?
You know, porn fixed all of my stomach issues because you have to get so in touch with your body to be able to, because it's not like a random hookup where you can, I mean, obviously when you're on a porn set, things happen, maybe you have to cancel. But for me, like my professionalism has been such a big part of my brand that it's like if I'm booked for an anal scene, then you know you're going to get an anal scene and I'm going to be clean.
How
So
cool is that?
But to get to that level, like I've had to learn my body, like I've had to learn everything, like what any piece of food does to my body, how long it takes for me to for it to transit, like how it makes me feel, like the reactions that my body are going to have. Like I've had to learn everything so that I can know that yes, at 8 a.m., I'm going to be clean and we can fuck all day and there's going to be no.
That's so amazing.
I'm so
issues.
inspired. Like, you are such a level of professionalism that is so impressive. Like, I think in any industry, people who are at the top, sometimes it's like it could go one of two ways, right? It's like they're either like slobs and like late and like hard to count on, and or like
It's like I'm right here.
they're not slobs. Or it's like what you're saying, where you are just, your reputation is everything and you are on it. Like, that is so inspiring to me. And also, like, I feel like you're the ultimate human if you're so in touch with your body, your every little movement. Like, I don't know, I want that.
And also, this is a guess, but is your desire for professionalism less about your reputation with everyone else, but more your reputation with yourself? Like,
it's me. It comes
to
from
keep yourself.
Yeah. I love what I do and I love being professional. I'm also like, there's so many stigmas and myths and like assumptions about people that work in my industry, like assumptions about us being unprofessional or
Showing
not having
up
any other options.
drunk
All that.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
So for me to like be an exemplar of professionalism is really important. That's who I am at my core anyway, but it's just an added bonus to be like, okay, well.
That's very rare.
She was here before all of you. So that's professional.
She was the earliest to get on set today.
I am turned on.
All right. So I think we're going to get into Truth or Dare, y'all.
Okay.
A classic sleepover game. Are we excited
Can you
for
read
that?
this at some point too? Just a
Oh,
little
that's
bit of
right. It's called Shamanic De-Armoring. And it's not big enough for me to read,
That
but
was
Julian,
so
you can
cute.
do it.
Like, because you can't read it.
I can't. I know. Can someone read this? Someone sent me an article and I need to bring it here so you guys will read it.
This is really interesting.
Did
kinda
they
sounds cool. I'm gonna
did they
do it.
specify what body parts need to be vibrated?
I think it's all of them.
I
is
think
what
it's
I heard.
everything. Yeah.
Oh, it's not your butthole?
It's all of it's your butthole, it's like all of the holes.
How's that different from a Theragun?
We miss you as our sponsor, Theragun.
We do.
Yeah. It's the holidays.
Oh, yay.
So cute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, my girl.
Thank you.
I have this reaction to dairy that I am in denial of because I've been so proud of the fact that I've never been lactose intolerant. But when I eat dairy, I get these cystic pimples almost like overnight. That's why you had to cover the chest one, Annie, my third nipple.
Not cystic. That's tiny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank
good.
you.
Is it good? And we can
She
do
knows
truth.
her body enough.
Yeah, I
She's
can't
like,
eat that.
You're good. Have to work.
I'll
I had a
hold
bite.
it. I can't eat it.
Oh, let me grab it.
Do not feel any shame. You guys, I love my MeUndies so much. They're so soft and stretchy. Like, I was looking for something like this in my life.
Do you bring your like rollover 10-year relationship, like trash underwear into your new relationship?
Not anymore.
No.
Not with our new supply of MeUndies, I won't.
Oh, thank you,
Wait, but I
MeUndies.
want to, they have this, it's like a micromodal tensile fabric, whatever it is.
It's so
just
breathable.
softer than any other underwear I have, and I don't know why.
But they really are so breathable. And I know you guys sleep a la fresca at night, but I would recommend wearing MeUndies.
You know, when my parents are around, I cover up the cookie. You know?
I try not to, Annie. But they're breathable, you guys. They're responsibly sourced, and their problem-free philosophy is if you're not happy with the first pair of undies, it's on MeUndies.
So to get 25% off your first order plus free shipping, go to meundies.com/trashtuesday. That's meundies.com/trashtuesday for 25% off plus free shipping. That's such a great deal, especially for the holidays. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. For everyone who has thought about therapy but is intimidated by the thought, I think BetterHelp is a great place to start.
I can't tell you how many times before I knew of BetterHelp that I was like, all right, I'm ready to go seek therapy, to seek help. And none of the people that were accepting my insurance were taking new clients.
It's a chore. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. BetterHelp is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. They have this amazing journal feature where I can write down my thoughts in between my sessions. You don't have to worry about parking. Oh, and like one time I just was in a really bad place and I didn't want the video session. You have the option to just get on the phone and talk to somebody and make it a phone call instead of a video session.
And the journal feature is also really useful and great.
And you can switch therapists anytime at no additional cost.
So you don't have to delve into those people-pleasing issues to their face.
That's me.
Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/trashtuesday today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/trashtuesday.
Here's why I love Price Picks, by the way. I just learned how to do this. Esther, it's made for you and me.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt you, but I find this has been so good for my relationship because now that we're messing with Prize Picks at home, like I actually pay attention to the games. And Dave, like we have a common interest.
Exactly.
Prize Picks is the Taylor Swift of businesses.
It's so fun.
It's what brings couples together, I think. And here's why. So you can basically, let's suppose Michael Jordan was still playing for the Chicago Bulls, right? And it says 24
Is he
points.
not?
Yeah, he isn't.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but yeah, he's fully retired. You can basically guess if he's going to score more or less than 24 points. And if you guess correctly, you get paid out. How easy is that?
It's as easy as any of us in our 20s.
Go to prizepicks.com/trashtuesday and use code trashtuesday for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/trashtuesday and use code trashtuesday for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
I love Living Proof's dry shampoo. Like
It's my favorite. There's no other shampoo.
Because I will just be greasy and I won't have noticed, and I always need to have one in my purse. Like I love Living Proof. It's always formulated without silicones, harsh sulfates, SLS and SLES, parabens, and phthalates. They're also PETA certified, cruelty-free, color safe, and safe for chemically treated hair. Over here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
From now until the end of November, Living Proof is having their biggest sale of the year. Get 25% off all orders over $50, which is a huge deal. Huge deal.
And then also you get a free dry shampoo if you spend more than $75. But I will also say, guys, what I'm going to do with this discount is just stock up on these dry shampoos and just get as much of a discount
This
as
is actually insane. If you spend more than $100, you receive a free jumbo-sized dry shampoo. So if you go to their site, stock up on gifts from their sale, get yourself a free dry shampoo. You're basically making money.
Take advantage of Living Proof's biggest sale of the year now. Go to livingproof.com/trashtuesday and use the code trashtuesday25 at checkout to get in on these deals before it's too late. That's livingproof.com/trashtuesday, code trashtuesday25.
Well, thank you for the anal tips. I've been really taking heed.
Have you been doing more alone stuff? I know you said you've been graduating through the anal kit.
Yeah,
but
and the guy that I'm dating is very understanding of the fact that I'm like, look, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. And you just have to be patient. And Angela says this is a process. So
yeah.
Did he bring it up that he wanted to do it? Or did you bring it up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And I've always like jokingly said like once a year is like the quota, right? But now I'm like, wait a second. Now I'm convinced it can be pleasurable. And so I want to try it.
Did you try putting the toy in and then putting a vibrator or Hitachi on it? Yeah.
That one was really good advice.
Yeah.
That worked really well.
I feel like that opens you up more as well.
You put the Hitachi on the end of the
Yeah, I mean, you could put it
vibrator?
on your clit as well, but like if I ever have a butt plug in, I like to put the Hitachi on the
So it's like
handle.
double,
yeah,
like a-
yeah.
yeah.
So it's vibrating inside. Or you could kind of, go from down there.
You're
to
basically a shaman. What I'm getting at is you're a shaman.
only 13 sessions.
I
and I'll
know.
have you open it.
Okay, let's play. So are my truth or daring myself?
Whoever wants to start, just truth or dare.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can start.
I pick truth.
Yep.
Esther, what is your best move in the bedroom? First of all, everyone should have to answer this.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
I think my best, maybe it's not a specific move, and it's the advice I got in high school when I pulled the popular girl. When I pulled the popular girl aside and was like, hey, can you teach me how to have sex? And she was like, sure. And she was like, just do what feels good for you. And ever since then, like that's been my approach, and I think that's a strong asset that I have.
Yeah.
Your pleasure first, Esther.
Mm-hmm.
Great answer. Annie, what's your finishing move?
I don't know.
What's your Mortal
Your
Kombat
best
finishing
move.
move?
I mean, I think I agree with that. Like the best sex I have is when I'm like using the guy's body as a toy, basically. Like, thank you for being here. Could have done it without you, but thank you for being here. I mean, I don't know. I like, I have my little remote control. I zip zap. I have a hospital bed, so I bring myself up to the height of my fiance's penis. I don't know. I don't know my moves. I'll find out. I'll tell you next week.
I think my strength in the bedroom is similar to yours, and it's really like being able to like connect.
Yeah.
Because I think that in my real life, I sometimes have problems with eye contact. I'm a little bit like I have some stimulus like aversions. I'm not very good. I get nervous. I get a sweat mustache. I mean, you know that. But during sex, I'm really locked in. It's the only time where I full abandon. My inhibitions are gone and I'm locked in. So like my ability to like connect and really kind of be sensual and present. But I'm really great on top.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I've gotten the most praise because I'm an athlete. I cycle and I swim and my cardio is on point and I will never
Core
stop.
strength. You got the core strength. You
Yeah,
can hold
it's
yourself
whatever
up.
way you like me on top, I will go on forever. So
What's your best move?
I mean, it's definitely the connection, but if not the connection, then I mean, titty fucking is definitely yeah.
So jealous.
Yeah.
I need a fleshlight to do titty fucking.
Yeah, I can
Take some duct tape.
completely make a cock disappear between my tits.
Oh, it's
So,
great.
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Do you use like lube for that or?
Lube or spit, and usually spit's easier because I've just been sucking the dick. So
Is
I'll get
there
away with the
like,
mouth.
what is the proper way to get titty fucked? Like, and is there a size? Like, I mean, is there hope for Annie and I?
Is there a position that's best?
I think the best position is, I mean, I do this in porn all the time because it's really good for POV. When you think about it, like most of the time, if a guy is lying down and you're going over the top of him with your tits, that's actually really uncomfortable because all of your weight is like, you're trying to hold your tits, but then you can't hold yourself up with your arms. Like it just doesn't work. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. So what I like to do is I like to have the guy put his legs over my legs, right? So then his butt is here. So he's propped up and his dick is automatically in my tits and I can sit up instead of leaning over like that, which hurts your back. His dick is right there and I'm just bouncing like this. For POV and porn, it's much better because the camera's there, right? I can look directly into the camera lens like this. I'm just bouncing my tits. Whereas if I came over like kind of doggy style, which is what you do, then my hair is doing this.
Yeah.
I can't look directly down the lens. You're not getting the light in there. So whether it's on camera or off camera, it feels more comfortable for me. The guy can then thrust up. The only thing is some guys don't like the idea of like their butt being cradled by your thighs. It's like, come on, it's more comfortable for everyone. And you get a better view of the tit fucking.
And surrender to your mommy issues, okay? You all have them. Just surrender. Gets easier.
Annie, truth or dare?
Oh, I just realized you had lion feet.
Yeah, my nieces gave me these.
That's so
It's
cute.
right under you.
It's right under your left foot. Those are only
You
truths.
think I know my left and right? Oh, they're still learning me.
Those are only truths. So truth.
Oh,
or
this
dare.
is my truth. Okay. If your current partner told you he was transitioning, how would you act? I would be like, oh, I'm so surprised. Oh, didn't see that coming. You don't wake me up with a mangina every morning. He is such a tucker. He also showed me the Ken doll where you just put it behind your balls. So it's just your balls out. I think all boys are trans.
I like
love-
these truth
love
questions. I'm going
tucking.
to keep it coming.
Kalila, truth or dare?
You have yours right
I'm
there.
going to do truth.
They know how to pander to me.
Oh, this
Put my
one's
name
not
on
a fun
everything.
one, but I'll answer it. Kalila, what was the hardest part of going through such a public breakup? Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's humiliating. I think the hardest part though is people running with their own narratives about you. And yeah, I mean that can't feel good for anybody. Like you know how it feels when even when you were younger and someone spreads a rumor about you and it's just like this and you can't fight it because now 50 people believe it and you're just one person saying, but that's not who I am. Like tenfold. That's how it feels like going through something that public. And like, especially when you break up with someone who's so beloved and so charismatic and so funny and you're sort of this like straighter person, then it's like, I don't know, it fucking sucks. Everything about it sucks. I do not recommend. And keep your breakups private, gals. That's all I'll say.
Love you, Kalila.
Love you, Kalila.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you feel like stronger though now on being on the other side of such a traumatic event?
I wouldn't necessarily say stronger because I'm still sensitive to everything. I will say that I am probably just able to hold the pain a little bit better. Like the pain is still there. I just know how to hold it and cope with it. Because that stuff doesn't go away. You deal with it on a regular basis. Like you guys do. Like we're girls in front of a camera. I mean, that's an inevitable part of the sport, right? It's like you're going to get a certain level of like amount of vitriol, even though you get the good stuff too. So just learning how to kind of make friends with how painful it is, I think is the way to move forward.
Like letting go of like, you just can't ever
Change people's
You
minds.
can't have, and
You
it's
can't.
just, you can't, there's no way to control the narrative. There's just no way. People are just going to say what they want. But that's like a good lesson too, and just self-love and being like,
Yeah.
I know the truth, and there's just no way to, you can't, once a rumor's out, like you can't get it back. Like
You cannot.
I have some real nasty ones about me that are so infuriating.
And they hurt. Are there rumors out there about you, Angela, where you're like, fuck, it just isn't true about me?
I can't actually think of any right now. There's not so much rumors. There's certainly misconceptions about who I am as a person because of what I do. There's a lot of like hate for adult performers in general. There's also a lot of love. So I focus on
Right, totally.
I focus on the love.
Do you feel like it's getting better? Are you feeling like a shift, or is it still that same kind of like crop of maybe certain types of people that just really are just anti what you do?
I just feel like everyone's so loud on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel I don't feel so bad about it knowing that there's also so many people that are so loud in their support. So yeah, I mean, people are going to have their assumptions. I've kind of tried to talk about those myths and destigmatize the industry, and
you did a really good job. You ran
Thank
for
you.
office for that specific reason, right?
yeah, I did.
What?
Did you not know that
No.
Angela ran for office?
Yeah, in
For-
Australia.
In
Really?
Australia,
So cool.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
To take away votes from a woman who was basically anti-sex work,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Was she super religious?
No, she was actually running for the Greens Party, which is usually a very progressive party. Usually they have like sex worker positive policies, and for whatever reason, she was kind of on this anti-sex work feminist platform wanting to shut down the brothels in Melbourne, which were legal and are still currently legal, but she wanted to shut them down, claiming that she really cared about the women involved and was trying to save them, when we all know when you shut down legal businesses, it sends it underground, and so it makes it more dangerous for the women involved. So yeah, my whole platform was just not to win, it was just to draw attention to that fact and to draw votes away from her. So in the end, she didn't win, so I feel like it was a success.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of claps.
Angela, truth or dare?
Okay, I'm nervous. Let's see. Angela, what gives you the biggest ick in a co-star? I will say, like, I'm always looking for something that I like about a co-star. I'm very picky with who I shoot with. So right now I have like a roster of girls and guys that I just really like. So it's a pleasure to be on set. But every now and again I'll work with a new performer, and when they get on set, I'm always looking for like, what do I like about them? I'm always trying to focus on that, because even if I, whatever, I find their personality grating or something, I'll find something physically about them, or I'll just focus on the positives. But I guess the thing, I really like intelligence. So if they're not captivating in that way, then I have to, it's not an ick, but then I have to try and be like, okay, like less talking, more like focusing on you physically, or trying to connect on like in a physical way, if that makes sense.
That's super
Definitely.
relatable.
Yeah.
I think that you can give me a 10 out of 10 specimen and I will not find him or her attractive if they are just spewing like dumb shit.
Yeah.
And
Hell no.
I cannot get there no matter what.
No, intelligence is everything.
A less attractive person can talk them into being attractive, and an attractive person can definitely talk themselves out of being attractive.
Yeah, I was on Fun with Dumbfounded, and he was saying it's actually a lot of pressure to be very good looking. Because like think about it, if you're a very good looking guy, you start at the very top. Like you can only go down from there. Like there has to be some kind of, I don't know, like if I was like Chris Hemsworth, say for instance, I'd be really afraid to talk and sound like a dum-dum because you're already like this level of hot. Now it's only downward for you.
I also think it's interesting, like I have friends who are like, I guess society would say pretty unattractive. And they seem to be very jealous of like good looking men. And I'm like, good looking men still have to like upkeep really well too. It's like a good looking guy can't just have like scum between his teeth and like scum. I don't think so. But I mean, I guess it's like, so when I look at my friend that I'm thinking of, it's like, I think he's like, it's kind of this, he's jealous of a laziness that maybe can go into being really attractive. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of the uglier guys in porn are better lovers too.
Yeah.
So a lot of like the guys on my yes list are not necessarily like objective. Like they're not like the most attractive guys, but they're really attractive to me because they're so good in the bedroom.
Yeah, they're making up for, they're like,
And I wish more men believed us when we say this.
Yeah.
Like they always say, oh, she's just trying to be like a pick-me girl by saying she's an uggo chaser. But it's like, no, it's not that I chase uggos. It's just that usually men who have not been viewed as like standardly attractive usually they've had to build a personality. They've had to be funny or they've had to do this. So I'm not necessarily
your gifts, baby. That's like if it's like a hot fat guy, you're like, hone your gifts.
Exactly.
Hone your gifts. Go to the gym. Hone your gifts.
Do you think it's true, this thing I've heard where they say like a woman can grow attracted to a man, but a man cannot grow attracted to a woman? Does that feel true?
Somehow that makes some sense to me. I think a man can start to feel like, oh, fuck, I'm well taken care of and I should stay in this, but never like, ooh, I wake up one morning like, she's so hot to me now. Because they have more of a spontaneous arousal versus we have more of a reactive arousal, right? Julian?
I think that's why sorry, I'm not generalizing gay men.
You're not.
But I think that's why a lot of gay men are very shallow because I think that it's always about looks. It's
really?
About
Tell
attraction.
us more.
I just think it's always about attraction. I think it's a lot harder for a man to like grow that attraction towards like that, just that sexual attraction. Like I found myself in situations where I've lost attraction, but I've really like that person I've like connected with so much, but the sexual attraction just like was lost somewhere along the way and I couldn't find it again.
Oh, this is extremely disappointing.
I'm
because
sorry.
like men get gradually hotter and hotter to me the more I get to know them.
Yeah, it's I think personally, and maybe I'm a dick, but it's hard, it's tough, and that's why a lot of gay men open up their relationships and try to seek it elsewhere sometimes.
I hope that's not the case. I mean, I grow more attracted to a guy or a girl, like whatever. If like once I get to know them and I see like how good of a person they are. So I'm holding out hope that happens for guys too.
Do you date women?
Yes, both. Yeah. What is dating?
Yeah.
But
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Also, you date women, but we don't.
well, it was like
But I believe that we're all going to be dating women at some point when we
I think once Todd transitions. Seriously though, if my partner was like, I'm transitioning, I don't know what I would do.
Oh my God, you guys. So I've always been the girl on the show that like loves the half gay boys. I call them the half gay boys. Because like if they're a little bit femme or if they have like some type of like inclination towards, I don't know, if they're a little bit, the softer sashaying in front of me. Like I'm okay with all of
Slithery.
that. Slithery. Yeah.
It's
boys.
very Gen
Slithery.
Z of you. This is what the Gen Z's like.
But I'm telling you, the guy I'm dating now could not be any more manly. Like he is the epitome of just like manliness, and I love it. But I'm also like, what's wrong with me? Like, what happened to my love for sashaying boys?
Maybe he'll start sashaying later on.
I hope. I'm holding
I think
out
we get
hope.
everything we want.
You're right.
So if you want it, it will come.
I feel so old and stuck in my ways because at my shows, I always ask, like, what are the types of guys that the women are into? And the Gen Zs always say, like, guys who look like lesbians.
Yes.
Or, like, it's something like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm old. Like, I'm not with the
They all look
times.
like lesbians now, though. They like have nail polish and stuff, so it's not like.
I do like nail polish for some reason.
I think I don't know why either. I'm like, okay, boys, let's go.
It's
Paint them up.
Yeah.
And like when they wear the pearls, I'm like, okay.
Okay, so that's what I did to the manly boy,
You
the
girled him
manly
up a little
man.
bit?
No, for Halloween, I made him. I was just like, I don't have a costume. I was like, I'll get you one at Party City. So I got him like this disco outfit, and I was like, well, you have to paint your nails. So he was like, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, please God, it's just, if it's not gonna be right unless you paint your nails. So he painted his nails, and I took maybe 80 pictures of just his hands along with it, because I'm like, I gotta like
I
keep
always
this
tell
memory.
Todd, I'm like, you could paint. I was like, you can paint your nose.
Yeah, it's so cute.
I think my kind of, and on my ayahuasca weekend, I was thinking this too. Like, I think masculinity for me is more about like men who are being like are in service to the divine, like who are like protective, but are also like very like attuned to what women need and are there to kind of like facilitate and just get shit done because women have to bear such a load for society and the family. And
I like that.
So those, yeah, that's great.
Know what I mean?
Those who are attracted to the, what did you call them? Half gay boys?
It's probably so wrong to say that, but yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Half gays?
Them presenting maybe. Would you ever be interested in pegging, like reversing the role, the penetrating role?
I think I've only been interested in pegging when they like absolutely are so opposed to it.
Opposed?
Yeah, like when it's the same way that guys like want, that's the reason why they want to fuck me in the butt, because I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. So it's
exactly the same. You want to fuck them in the butt?
yeah,
too?
like I don't think I'd be into like a guy who was like, please peg me. It's all I want.
You're like, swapsies. I'll do you. You can do me. We both say no.
Yeah, I don't know, but
We both don't get what we want and also get what we want.
I do have a girlfriend who really enjoys thrusting, and it really turns her on to have. So yeah, I mean,
I would do, if Todd was down. I would peg him, but I would want him to like want it. But it would, yeah.
You would want him to want it?
I wouldn't want him to be like, this is my thing that I've been doing secretly before I was with you and didn't tell you yet.
Have you done any pegging scenes, Angela?
Yeah, I've done a lot.
I would love to peg. Do you like it?
I like it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I feel for the guys.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of work. It really is.
Have you what are your tips on making men come via the prostate?
It's pretty easy. It's so right? The prostate makes it so easy.
Have you?
I've been unsuccessful.
A lot of like salad tossing, like even just fingers. Like you don't even need to do.
But
the
is it
pegging
fingers
part.
in and up?
Well, I usually put them in doggy.
Okay.
So
Ooh,
it's like
good
fingers.
tip.
Yeah, because then it's easier. Like I can wet it with my tongue, and then I can like so you're from
behind,
doggies.
okay.
Yeah, from behind. I find that really easy, and I feel like it can be really intimate too, because once I get in there and I find my spot, I can kind of like, if I'm not like stroking the dick, I can come like over the top of them and like whisper in their ear and that kind of thing. You know, I feel like it's intimate.
I'm like sexually 14. I'm like, I always want to laugh when you guys, I'm like, I need to, that's what I was saying on my weekend too. I was like, I need to like get into my shit more, because I am like, we had a guy who had a foot fetish on like 2 weeks ago. I was crying laughing. Like I couldn't like, I was like hyperventilating when he was talking about it. I was like, I am like such a nerd. Like when people say pianist, I still laugh. Like I just need to like grow up. I just need to grow up.
Now, if let's say someone's watching this episode and they're just like really curious, like where's the best place to see more of what you're talking about, where would you first direct them to go?
It's really easy, angelawhite.com. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is that how we could get to your OnlyFans?
Yeah, it'll direct to my OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that probably like the best place to start?
Yeah, I actually just released a new pegging scene. I mean, other scenes too, but
I want to peg. Will you be our peg
Coach?
mentors?
Sure.
Okay. I'm looking for mentors.
No, I need I haven't successfully done the prostate thing. I think it's not no fault of my own. It's more like an inability for the man to relax and just say, just be like, look, just go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need some tips there next time.
Yeah.
Hi to Todd's family. I will be pegging your son.
Hi to my parents. What up? Just another week.
What up? Mary, what's up?
Hi to the boy I'm
Angela,
dating. You will be back as well.
Thank
going
you so
down.
much for teaching us all that we've learned today
It's my pleasure.
and
Yeah.
for making what I assume to be a very exciting OnlyFans that I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy.
Not Esther, though.
Not me, but so yeah, angelawhite.com. And I hope that you come back
I would
and hang
love
out
to
with
come
us
back.
again
I would love that.
and update us on if you learned what dating is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever know.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was really, I learned so much from you.
You have a
Thank
really
Thank
good
you.
energy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys
Love
next
to meet
week.
you.
Bye.